Hi, I'm Casey Jackson.
I'm Miles Rogers, and this is Show Stories produced by the Hive Mind Collective.
It's a podcast about all things local music.
Great stories from shows past.
And promoting bands, musicians, artists, and producers that are making music in your community.
And now, here's Show Stories.
What's up, everybody? It's Casey Jackson, producer of our show. Welcome to episode 8. Thank you so much for listening. This week we sit down with Zach Hutchins, better known as Binks. In his musical career, he was a part of Clarity Process, Fall of Troy, Fear Before, and I Am the Ocean. We had lots of fun sitting down talking music with Binks. Without further ado, here's our interview.
We're in the home of Zachary Hutchins. So Zach, I gotta tell you this. So the other day I was like having the idea of, it's like you're not, when I think of your face, I don't think Zach. Like it's weird to think of you as Zach. Like it's so, like you're not Zach, you're Binks. I know, it's just your name, but like, it's just like, I don't know, because like you get to know people like, this is Casey. Like when I think about Casey, I think about, so if somebody says Zach, I don't think of your face ever. He's not in here. I'm just talking about his name. No, I know.
He has original NES cartridge coasters. Dude.
Oh, that's
These
so
are
sick.
So sick.
Someone at work the other day was like, "How's Zach?" And I was like, "Who?" And they're like, "Your fiance." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh, okay. So you're with me.
Like everyone can call him that. I'm like, yeah, it's yeah.
So you're with
Like,
me.
you think I was calling him a pet name in front of like everyone in the office? The
Dude, you
whole
got 'em
time?
all.
Like, ugh.
Mario Brothers.
Gotta
Zelda.
catch them all. So wait, are these coasters?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I know what the purpose of them on this
Metroid.
table is. My curiosity was like, because like I keep old shit like that. Like I literally have my 64 still and all the games and shit.
Well, I've got my original Sega Genesis in the garage from when it came out.
Oh.
The original one.
Okay.
From the day it came out.
From the day it came out, did you stand in line for it?
No, my dad bought it.
Oh, gangster. Just Pops comes
still
home.
had
Papa
mine.
Binks comes home.
Yeah, we knew it was happening.
We knew it was happening.
When did it come out?
94?
I was like 7 years old. I didn't know what that was.
93?
That sounds about right.
Let's get you chattering a little bit. Hot in that, babe.
You might want to give him a little more headphone. room.
I can move.
There we go.
I can also move.
That's all good.
I think we're
pretty
set
central,
up right now, dude.
Good?
Hi, Binks.
Hi.
What's up, dude?
Me and Casey made our way to Binks' house.
We're here.
We're here. We're clear.
We're totally here.
We don't want any more bears. So, Binks, we've been doing this podcast. You listened to it a little bit, so you kind of know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to talk about your music and stuff, what you've been doing. So, how old were you when you started playing guitar?
Well, I started playing bass.
Oh, you were a bass guy first.
Yeah.
Oh,
bass guy
okay.
First. 5th grade.
5th grade? Oh, dang. Early bloomer.
Yeah. So my friend Greg, actually, he got a drum kit for Christmas. And then he was like, hey, if you can be a bassist, you can be in my band.
Bro, that was kind of my situation. Like, I bought guitar, and I was like, guitar's hard. If I play bass, I can be in a band next week.
Yeah, he's like, well, Justin's going to play guitar. So if you get a bass, you can be in our band. I'm like, okay. So I asked my dad, I'm like, well, Greg said if I could be in, or get a bass, that I could be in his band. He's like, well, you got to do 2 things for me before I get you a bass. I'm like, well, what's that? He's like, you got to learn Pink Floyd Money, and you got to learn Hotel California before I buy you one.
Money. Did you have a bass for you to figure it out on?
Greg had one from his brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me borrow it for like a half hour, and my dad will buy me a bass.
He let me. Greg's brother Mark let me borrow it for a couple of weeks, and I got the tabs. You got the tabs. I got the tabs.
Guitartabs.cc.
And came back to my dad about a week later. Showed him Pink Floyd Money. Showed him Hotel.
Yep. Dude, it's one of the first lines you learn.
And then Hotel California. He's
Okay.
like, well, you did it. So then he bought me a purple Yamaha bass.
Purple.
I still have it.
That's rad.
It's
I
not
peaked on
purple
purple.
anymore.
It's not purple anymore. You still have it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's downstairs.
That's so sick.
Yeah. It's now black and like marbled and fretless. Yeah, I modded it.
Just made it just like this, like musician's dream.
Yeah, it's kind of a piece of crap.
Oh,
You more or
okay.
less just played around with it.
Whatever. You spent just like hours and hours messing with like $100 bass.
I think it was like $400.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
okay.
it was a Yamaha.
Yeah.
It's not the biggest piece of crap.
No,
but
dude.
it's not awesome.
My first bass was my first bass was like a Fender Jazz that was like made in Japan.
That's not bad.
No, it was a nice one, dude. And then I traded for like a Aria Pro 3. Oh no, that was my first crappy guitar. It was
Are
like
we just talking or are we recording?
No, we're hot, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
do we swear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking hard.
Oh, so we can say shit, piss,
Yeah.
cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, nerd, twat.
Yes.
I fucked your mom.
I fucked your
that
mom.
stuff,
Yeah, Blink,
cool.
bro.
Just
Blink,
making
baby. I love that Matt Skibb is the singer of Blink-182. That makes me so happy. So happy. So,
Yeah. So
first
okay,
band,
so
what was the first band called? Jess band?
Raheem.
Raheem?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a weird name.
Yep. It was this kid that we went to junior high with, and he was a really strange fella. But
So he was like your front man?
No.
Oh, you
He
just
didn't have
named the
anything-
band after
Yeah,
the
'cause
kid?
He was really weird.
Oh, sick. Did he find out about this?
I don't think so.
Oh, thank God.
He was a really strange kid. But we did our first show ever at the lunches of 7th grade lunch.
Oh, sick.
They allowed us to like play in the cafeteria.
What song do you play?
We played without a singer. We played Seek and Destroy,
Nice.
Enter Sandman, and Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so
With-
fucking 90s, bro.
Without a singer.
Oh, amazing.
And it was so great. We actually put baby powder all over the drum kit too, and when we came out and he hit the crash cymbals, the baby powder went everywhere, and our guitarist slipped and fell.
No, he did not.
It was a mess,
That's phenomenal.
but it was hilarious.
phenomenal. That's a
Yeah.
great first show.
And then I think our actual real first show, we were called the Grandmas, and it was a different entity of that same band, but with a lot of the same members. It
Cover
was for-
songs
it,
or
it was
originals?
for the 9th grade Battle of the Bands.
Oh, okay.
And we won.
Nice, of course. Because
We-
you're shreddy.
Well, I was okay, but Justin, the guitarist, he was like this prodigy guy. He was way into Steve Vai and
Yeah,
whatnot,
okay.
And we played an Al Di Meola
Satriani
song.
fan.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played an Al Di Meola song, and he just ripped it up super hard.
Nice.
And we won.
Nice.
That's killer.
That's super sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Raheem, how long did you play in Raheem?
I mean, Raheem didn't last for very long. That name always stuck around for
It was just like the
lunches,
the
in
lunch
7th
shows?
grade.
Okay,
And then,
okay.
and then we were called the Grandmas in 9th grade, but then that went away till I moved to Hillsboro from Milwaukee, Oregon to Hillsboro, Oregon.
Okay.
And I met Jeff Miller, and I got to give him credit for probably my entire musical existence.
Okay.
Because if I didn't meet him in 10th grade and get kicked out of English class with him, I don't think that I would have met any of the H. Burrow kids at all. Because initially when I moved to Hillsboro, I told the band teacher before I started my first day, hey, I know how to sight read music, and I'm coming in here fresh, but I don't want to be first chair, and I don't want to bump any one of those spots. I'm gonna
Playing
be
stand-up bass.
and electric.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Both the things. But
Because I forgot that you can play stand-up. That's fucking crazy. Didn't you play on the Closure in Moscow record or
did.
some shit? Oh,
Yeah.
God, you're so amazing. Okay, go ahead.
no, it's cool. But so I go to band class the first day after changing high schools, and sure enough, like he's got me
Sure enough.
sitting first chair, and it was Austin who was in Shelter Red, and
Austin, bass player for Shelter Red?
Yeah.
No way.
yeah,
So
we went to
cool.
high
I
school
love that.
together.
Oh,
And Chris Crummett
And Crumb Dog.
Yeah,
No one calls him
and-
Crumb Dog.
So I mean, and I went to high school with Stephen Hawks, and
Yeah, okay.
also in Shelter Red and whatnot. But yeah, I get to class first day.
Your
and
first chair.
I'm first chair, and they're all pissed. So for the first couple of days at school, I'm like Steven fucking Glansberg.
It's fucking.
You know, like,
you're gonna make
it's-
me eat lunch with Steven fucking Glansberg over
For
there.
dessert alone, like
Yeah,
Steven Glansberg.
Exactly. I'm sitting in the cafeteria all by myself, just like a loser. I'm like, oh my god, really? But then I have a English class with Jeff Miller, and he sees that I have like a Metallica and a Pantera sticker on my binder.
Yep.
And we start fucking around, and we get kicked out of class.
Yep.
And we're out in the hallway, and he's like, you know what, dude? You want to just bounce? You can go to this apartment complex and like play some Mario Kart.
Good God.
And get out of here. I'm like,
High school
do
students
it.
and like whoever owned this
So we
apartment is
just
gonna go to
left.
jail.
so we left, went and played some Mario Kart and hung out. And the next day at school, Jeff invited me over to the, cafeteria table, and they're like,
Yeah.
what's he doing here? I'm like, he's cool, it's cool, no worries. And then like we switched things around and became cool. But then I joined a band with Austin and our friend Andrew. He plays in a band called The Gentry these days.
The Gentry.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
And the friend Aaron Timonen, and it was called Comfort. So
Cool.
that was like my first band in Hillsboro. And then after that, did its thing. Me and Josh Northcutt and Steve Cook formed this band called Clarity Process.
Oh, just a little band called Clarity Process.
Yeah. Well, initially I was playing bass, but I was doing a lot of things on effects pedals, and they're like, maybe you should try doing it on guitar. I'm like, I don't really
I don't play the guitar.
Like, I have one, but I could try it.
Yeah.
And so I switched over to guitar, and then we incorporated Jeff into it because, I mean, Jeff was always playing bass too. He was in a band called Mindset when I was in high school with him.
Mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And Clarity Process started, and we got signed to Rise.
Like how
And
quickly?
Not very far after we started. I mean, we had some demos, and
That's so sick. to me. I mean, I guess you guys were in a really like good area for like exposure, but
yeah, we played a handful of shows, and then this dude named Kevin came and saw us, and he was friends with Craig Rise.
yeah.
And but Craig came from, Roseburg.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Roseburg, Oregon.
I had some cool shows in Roseburg. It's a cool little spot.
I think that's where he originated from. But yeah, he signed us, and it was right on the same time he signed Fear Before and Anatomy of a Ghost, and so we got signed to Rise, and we recorded our first album, Fluid, with Stefan
Cool.
at his house.
Nice.
And then we toured on a little bit. We did our very first tour with Anatomy of a Ghost, who are Zach and John are now Portugal the Man,
Oh, cool.
Right on.
Grammy winners.
Grammy winners. Just name drop a little bit. Some Grammy winners.
Yeah. And then from there, we did.
So let's slow down a little bit. So
Okay.
like tour with Anatomy of a Ghost.
Yeah.
It's wild. So like
yeah, we did it in a truck.
in a truck. So you got like a
5 dudes.
5 dudes
truck?
in a
In a
in a
truck.
5-seater,
Yeah.
no trailer.
And a trailer.
Oh, okay, truck and trailer.
Yeah, a really crappy
So you
little trailer.
guys just had like sleeping arrangements, or just figured it out, or what?
It was miserable.
No, you slept in the fucking truck.
Yeah.
Oh
Or on
God.
people's floors when we got to the places, like,
Okay,
we'd
well-
shout out of the mic, like,
For
"Hey,
sure. No, I
it was got a place for us to stay. We can do
for
it."
sure. I just like so we never left Salt Lake without making sure that we had like a roof and four spaces for someone to lay the
Oh
fuck
no,
down. You know
No,
what I mean?
We were in like a crew cab truck.
Fuck off,
Yeah.
Binks. Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It sounds terrible.
It was
and
actually
awesome at
kind
the
of
same
crazy because one point we were going down this. We took the wrong road. We were following Anatomy of a Ghost, and they had a van and trailer, and it was all right. But we were in this truck with this crappy trailer, and we were going down this like super steep degrade, decline.
Decline.
Decline. There you go.
Yeah,
Sure, degrade.
in our
a road.
and our brakes started like firing up, like they were as hot as
Balls.
They were smoking, and
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like we lost all pressure with our brakes, and it was nuts. But we eventually we ran out of money on that tour and had to go back home, and that's when Anatomy met a few before.
So Anatomy continued the tour without you guys.
We had to go back home.
Okay.
and
Where were you guys when you ran out of money?
Southern California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we had just enough money to get back home, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then okay, so I was working at the Paris Theater in Portland, and I got this demo for Lorraine Drive,
Yes.
and that's how Lorraine Drive came into the picture for all of us.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I was like booking the weekly shows at the Paris Theater, and I was going through demos. I'm like, come across this Lorraine Drive like 3-song demo. I'm like, ooh,
What songs were on it? Do you remember?
gosh, I don't.
Okay. You're cool. I'm just curious. I'm like little
I mean,
details like that are interesting to people. So
Oh, I'd have to
No
really
worries.
think about that one.
no worries. Keep
Yeah.
rolling. Keep rolling. You were rolling.
But there was a there was a contact on it for their old manager Jared. So I hit up Jared and I was like, "Yo, you guys just submitted your demo to the Paris Theater in Portland. I'm working here right now. I love you guys' stuff. You should come and play with my band Clarity Process." So they came out and they rolled up in their orange van
Yep.
with the LD logo
Yep.
on the side. And
Sick.
that's how like Lorraine Drive got introduced to
Like
all
our
the
crew
homies.
of peeps.
Yeah,
Cool.
Because Drew had come out, I think around the same time with Dale S to a Rise Records showcase show, and that's when I met Drew from Hurricane Day, and he gave me a demo, and then the first time that like Clarity Process did like the full like West Coast.
And didn't run out of money.
And didn't run out of money and came through. We played at the first time was at Club Vortex.
Oh, the Vortex. Okay.
Well, I mean, it was an actual show because it was a Hurricane Dane show, but we were here a day early and they let us play a song at the very end of their set.
I think I remember that, dude. I think I might have been at that show.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe day 2 in Clifton.
Yep.
And Hurricane Dane and La Force.
La Force, yeah, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
So we did
legendary
that, and then we played at Kilby Court, insane, and Starry Night, also insane.
Starry Night was always a really, really cool show. Utah County kids came out. It was wild. God's Revolver was from Utah County. Those were some badass kids.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, went back home, and then Drew and I worked on booking our first full US tour together.
Clarity Process and Hurricane Dane.
Yep.
Sick.
And we did that, and they met up with us in New York, and that's when they got Scribble.
So wait, you guys, how did that tour start?
I don't remember how Clarity Process started. I remember us and Herc meeting up in New York.
That's how you guys were just out together, or you guys were out separately and then met up.
Yep.
Crossed paths on the road and then just continued together.
Mm-hmm.
Sick. Okay, and then it was a full U.S. tour from that point.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, we didn't hit everything, but we were out for a while.
Sick, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Do you
It was a
remember?
good time.
Yeah.
And then
Like
after
what?
that,
Memorable shows on that tour.
there was a lot of shows that we tried to have like each member of the band, like guitarists do one thing, bassists do one thing, and then drummers do one thing and singers do one thing. And it was like trying to I think the bassists were like trying to out jive each other. And the guitarists were trying to out hair whip each other, and I think Steve and Drew were trying to out pelvic thrust, and then Goose and Josh were trying to cymbal grab.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like a one song a night thing where everyone would just try and like do.
Oh, this is our driving
things.
song. Okay.
Yeah.
Sick, dude. Dude, I love dumb tour stories like that
so
shit.
cool.
That's
So
so
silly.
awesome.
So we did that one, and then the next like bigger tour that Clarity Process did was with the Fall of Troy. They were starting to pick up steam, even though they were like 18 at the time.
Dude,
like
Thomas
18,
Thomas
19.
was a fucking prodigy though.
Oh yeah,
I still talk to him. I talked to him like probably 6 months ago.
he just barely came through town.
Oh, he did? What?
Yeah, he's
Fuck.
He just popped in Poplar and we hung out for a little bit.
That's stupid. I didn't hear from him. That's dumb.
Hmm.
FOMO. Anyway.
But we did our last tour with the Fall of Troy, and Thomas and I had been talking about having some like lights and vocal effects, kind of like a Mars Volta thing going
Yeah.
on. So when we got back home from that tour, Steve was done. So I called Thomas. And I
Steve
like,
was done.
with Clarity Process.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You just decided to be done?
it wasn't working out.
Okay.
We
Happens.
weren't making any money. We were coming home broke, and they weren't selling a lot of records. You know,
Yeah.
even though that Clarity Process rules.
Clarity Process rules. Dude, literally, so the t-shirt I have, the Clarity Process I have got made into like the quilt that I sleep with. So like every night I see like Clarity Process and a guy
That's so
pointing a gun. It's super tight.
But so we get back home, and I call Thomas, and they just come down from Mukilteo, Washington, pick me up, and we go up there, and I build them a really shoddy light setup,
Okay.
like towers with
Yeah.
some spotlights, and take all my pedal board and figure out how to run it through his vocals to do like delay and other weird things.
So just like
Live.
reacted with the vocals and shit.
Yeah, and
Cool.
I mean, I was kind of like a unofficial fourth member. I mean, I was on stage with them and everything, like doing the lights, like
Oh, cool. So you were doing that shit.
Yeah.
Fall of Troy.
yeah,
You did like tour managing for that
Yeah.
as well. Because you're
Yeah.
like, fucking, I'm only doing lights and might as well give me something else to do.
yeah. It was. I mean, they were young kids too, and
For sure.
I mean, I was 22 at the time,
Okay.
so it was like I'm the old guy of the group.
They're all like 18-year-old
19.
kids that
Yeah.
just got like an incredible opportunity because they're so good.
Yeah, and they were picking up major steam. So, yeah, we did that, and then we went with the Chodos, and that was a really fun time. But
And that's how Thomas met Chiodos and then got that hookup, probably. Okay.
And then we went on the first Dude Storm tour with Bearfisher Shark, Fear Before, and Since by Man.
I went to that show, for
And
sure.
That was an awesome tour. And while we were on the Dude Storm tour, we got asked if we wanted to be with Fear Before and Bled in Europe.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so Dude Storm, Fall of Troy, just doing the lights and vocal effects and samples and whatnot. And yeah, doing Dude Storm. And then afterwards, yeah, we all flew to Europe and did the Fear Before the Bled tour in
So
Europe
Fear
for-
Before the Bled and then Fall of Troy. Mm-hmm. Sick, man.
Yeah, it was
Were
crazy.
you guys just openers? Mm-hmm. Cool, dude. That's like, imagine that as an opener though, dude. Fall of Troy, just like being such the epic force that they are. you know,
Yeah,
at this point.
it was kind of wild. I got to like man a lot of the light booths from the back of the stage, but mostly I was just like kind of tour managing
Yeah.
for that tour.
Cool.
A lot of weird stuff happened on that tour.
Let's go.
Well, so we went to Amsterdam,
Okay.
and well, we got a lot of different kinds of weed.
Yeah, that happens in Amsterdam.
Yeah. We went to a couple of different shops, and we picked up probably between Dave and I think we had like 40 different kinds of like
Jesus Christ.
strains. And so we had a bunch of stuff.
So Fall of
And
Troy was doing okay money wise.
Oh, I mean, everyone was.
Yeah.
But I also picked up a bunch of mushroom chocolate.
Oh, nice.
And so we had these mushroom chocolate bars, and we had a day off in between Switzerland and Italy, and I decided, well, if we're just gonna be driving all day long, I might as well just like eat some mushroom chocolate and like listen to Radiohead and headphones and be on the top of the bus and just go through the Swiss Alps. And
Yeah, dude,
have
what
good
a
time.
sick, cool way to experience that.
So I didn't tell anyone.
Oh, of course you didn't.
I wasn't talking to anyone. I just like ate this mushroom chocolate bar, and I was just like sitting in the front of the bus, and you know, starting to feel groovy, and you know, all of a sudden somebody's rolling up a joint, so we're smoking, and we go through sunsets and everything, and we get to the border between Switzerland and Italy, and we're still smoking, and the top vent's open, and I look down, and this canine is going ballistic. So I start panicking. Like, I'm fully peeking out at this point. Like, I'm
like a canine border.
You guys are
officer.
at the border waiting to cross the
Oh,
border. They're just checking
Yeah.
cars, and you guys are still smoking weed.
yeah,
Well, you guys are fucking retarded.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, nobody, like, the bus driver didn't say anything about it, so, and we weren't paying attention, and I'm
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm shrooming.
Yeah, you're
I'm not
shrooming
paying
dicks.
attention
Yeah.
to anything.
Nope.
And so I look down and I see this dog just start going crazy. Like, oh god, hey Dave, let's take all of our weed and let's put them in the air vents of our bunks. No. So we like started putting all of our bags in the bunks or in the air vents. We take out the plastic caps and like shove
Yeah.
them up there and cap them off. And I look down and all of a sudden they're slamming on the door. So I run downstairs and they're like boom, boom, boom. Kick open the door. This dog comes in, jumps all over me, and starts smelling, and then runs upstairs. And I'm sitting there just like,
Like you're just shrooming. Like, is this happening,
like,
bro?
holy
This
shit,
isn't happening.
This is about to get fucked.
This is
Like,
so
oh my
crazy.
God. And I'm sitting there, and they're like, all of a sudden, they're like, hey, Binks, they need to talk to you. I'm like, what? They want to talk to you. I go upstairs, and like, the dog is in my bunk, just like rummaging and trying to find the weed. And, and these officers, like, one of them, you know, one's like being really chill, and one's like evil. And the evil guy is just like just death staring at me, and the other one's like, do you have any drugs? I'm like, yeah, because if you don't tell us and the dog finds it, then like does the handcuff thing. Like, so I pull out the cap, and all these bags of weed fall out. And I'm like, oh fuck. So they do that, and so then he asked me again. He's like,
Is that it?
do you have any more? I'm like, Dave, come over. So Dave goes over and he pulls out his cap, and all the bags fall out. So we
Jesus
rumble up
Christ.
all these bags of weed.
40 different strains.
It's crazy. And we get it all together, and he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna need you to step off the bus. I'm like, do I need my passport or anything? Well, what's going on? And he's like, well, just grab a jacket, it's cold outside. I'm like, okay. So I step off the bus, and he has me go around the building, and then goes into this little tiny bathroom, and I go in, and he shuts the door behind me, and I'm just looking around, and everything's stainless steel, so I'm like instantly just like thinking about Terminator. And like all this stainless steel is getting weird, and then I'm like, do I need to defend myself?
Oh my god.
Like you
So
just,
I, like,
he's
I'm
gonna
thinking
turn
about-
into liquid metal.
Well, I was thinking about like grabbing a broomstick or something and just like,
no.
yeah.
You're just shroom dicking,
Oh yeah,
bro.
I'm
Just
shrooming hard.
dicking
I'm just
hard.
like, I'm gonna beat this guy up when he comes back in, and I'm gonna run away.
and I'm out.
But I didn't do it. And he comes
Okay.
in, and he comes into the bathroom, and he's like, step over to this urinal. And it's the first time that I saw one that was in the ground. And I was like getting weirded out. Like, what the fuck? So he comes over, and he starts handing me all the bags of weed. And I'm dumping them into the urinal. And I had this moment of clarity. And
Process.
Yeah, clarity process. Well, I was just like, you know what? This is all my fault. I bought all of this from Amsterdam. If I had any idea about your laws or anything, I would have never brought this to your country. don't blame anyone else. This is all on me. If anyone has to like take the blame for this, just put it on me. I'll go to jail. And he's like, well, so what are you guys doing? I'm like, well, we're on tour. You probably saw another bus come through just right before us. It's the other band from America that we're on tour with, and we're just punk rock guys from America.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, punk rock? I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like, if you want to generalize it. He's like, oh, I really like Black Flag.
Get the fuck out.
I'm like, okay.
Bro, we're talking.
Cool.
We're talking.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, like, this guy's my friend. Like, wait a second. And he's like, yeah, like, what other kind of music are you into? I'm like, I don't know, just like Metallica and a bunch of other like heavy stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, big time.
Big time.
And he's like, well, you know what? It's not a big deal. Like, you fessed up to all this. It's gonna be okay. And this is all like broken English. And
Yeah.
I'm out of my mind. And I'm
shroomed out of your mind.
trying, like, not to be too crazy about things, but he's like, do you guys have any CDs or T-shirts? I'm like, we have tons of stuff. You can
CDs
have
and
whatever you
t-shirts.
want. You can have like 15 things of whatever you have. Well, we have all of it. You can have all of it.
Grab a tote bag, fill
He's
it
like,
up.
No. Just like a CD or T-shirt. So we get done and we step out, and Dave's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. This guy's also my friend.
Like he just wants a CD and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
He wants to check out our band.
CD
Yeah.
right now.
So I was like, can one of you guys like get into the bay and get this guy a CD or T-shirt? Because I am so fucking high on mushrooms right now. I have no idea what's going on.
And they're all like, "What?"
yeah.
This is news to all of them.
Nobody had any idea that I was
Yes.
sure. And I'm the guy that's talking to everyone the entire time,
Yeah.
like dealing with the fucking officers at the border.
And they're like, "I'm shrooming, so get him a T-shirt. I'm
Yeah.
going to bed."
No, I get on the bus and I sit there and like, you okay? I'm like, dude, I can't believe that just happened. Like, I thought that they were gonna arrest me and send me to jail on mushrooms, and then all of a sudden,
foreign
like,
country.
the guy turns out to
Jail in a foreign country.
the guy
Fuck
turns
that.
out to be my friend, I guess. And then,
Bro, what
get
if
him
you
some stuff,
saw
and they're
that-
like, bonjour, like, have a good
Bonjour,
time,
have a good time.
Yeah.
What if you saw that guy again,
Music,
dude?
man.
Like,
I'm telling you, music.
I
is the
wouldn't even
power.
you probably
remember what he
wouldn't.
looked
You
like.
probably wouldn't recognize him. But
No. But yeah, we finally like got there, and I called my mom, and I'm still like, you know, fully hallucinating. She's like, I don't think this is kind of story you're supposed to be telling your mother, Zachary. I'm like, I know.
I
sorry.
know, but Mom,
I
you
was
need to
freak-
know
I was
how
just-
well I handled myself at the
I was
border on
just- I was
shrooms.
freaking out. And then I watched Fargo for the first time, and like drank a bottle of wine, and just like came back to normal. Like, whew.
Oh my God, I
That
love
was
that
crazy.
story ended that way. That's the best way for that whole story to end. Is that so I just like put on Fargo and drank a bottle
Well, I'd
of
never
wine.
seen it before. I watched it with all the dudes.
Is
like,
that your friend there in the chipper?
Well, that wraps up our episode for this week. Be sure to listen in next Friday. We'll have some bonus material with Binks, Mike D, and Taylor Orton. Before we go, we just want to tell you about a few things. If you have a podcast idea that you'd like to see come to fruition, hit up the Hive Mind Collective S.L.C. That's the Hive Mind Collective S.L.C. at gmail.com. We'll make your podcast come to life. Also, Miles and I have a music project. That's why we started this podcast, because we're musicians. Our project is called Lamanites. We dropped a 5-song EP last Friday. If you haven't heard it yet, it's available on all streaming apps. Also, you can go to wearelamanites.com and listen to it free. We're also playing a show on March 11th at Metro Music Hall. Tickets are also available at wearelamanites.com. We had so much fun sitting down with Binks this week. We want to thank him so much for giving us this interview and having us over and cooking us up some steaks. Thank you again for listening to the episode. I want to thank Miles Rogers for all his hard hosting work, as usual. Couldn't do this without you. And as usual, we'll see you in the crowd.
Show Stories is a production of the Hive Mind Collective S.L.C.